We went to BOP with Phil Dudderidge and colleagues from Focusrite who were revisiting the largest console that the company had ever made. It's part of a heritage project that they're working on to celebrate their silver anniversary next year. Hello, I'm Hugh Rob Johns. I'm the technical editor of Sound on Sound magazine, and you join me here in South Africa. Johannesburg is about 160 miles behind me. Cape Town is 870 miles that way, and also that way is the town of Mafeking. That may be a familiar name to you from the Second Boer Wars, the Siege of Mafeking, and also from Baden-Powell of Scouts fame. These are the most amazing BOP Studios. Now, you may not have heard of BOP Studios, probably not many people have, but this was built as a money-no-object, top-of-the-range, world-class recording studio complex. And this is absolutely astonishing place. I remember reading about this when it was built in 1991, never dreamed I'd come here. There are 3 studios, Studio 3, Studio 2, Studio 1 at the front. They each have the biggest sound console that the manufacturers of the time were making, SSL, Neve and Focusrite. Studios are built as concrete boxes floating on springs, amazing isolation. This place was built to withstand earthquakes. You can carry on recording in an earthquake, there's that much isolation. The sound control rooms were designed by Tom Hidley, and it's part of his infrasonic room range, where the speaker system is flat down to 9 Hertz. It can produce 105 dB SPL at 9 Hertz, which is a pretty awesome thing, with a Kinoshita monitoring system. This place, 91, was built, went into service around about 92, 93, recorded a lot of albums. Western musicians didn't come over here because it was the time of the apartheid in South Africa, but a lot of African musicians recorded here, a lot of albums were made. It was then taken over by South African Broadcasting Corporation, and they made a lot of albums here. And then very sadly in 2003, they moved out and the place was just mothballed, completely closed down. New owners bought it in 2006, and they're trying now to kind of relaunch it onto the world market. It needs a bit of TLC, it's a bit scruffy and scrappy in places, but the technology in here is absolutely stunning. Come inside and let me show you around. Okay, so this is the reception room at BOP. It's a bit dark and dingy because a lot of the light bulbs have blown and nobody's replaced them, I'm afraid. Studio 1 is down here. We'll do that last. We'll go in reverse order. Follow me down here. I'll show you the maintenance room first, and then we're down to Studio 3. So this is the maintenance room, and it's like the Mary Celeste. Somebody just got up and walked out of here. On the bench here, these are Van den Hull amplifiers. They're a kilowatt apiece. These are what originally drove the Kinoshita monitors. They've had a few problems with some of them. Fantastically amazing amps. Over here, we've got a huge wall full of spare parts, spare modules, spare cards. There's an entire SSL module here, spare bits on the top. There's an SSL test rig here. It's amazing stuff. What can you say? It's a fully equipped studio repair centre. So this is the lobby to Studio 3. Come round to the control room. How about this for a control room? This is every budding studio engineer's dream of a room to work in. This is Studio 3, control room of Studio 3. It's an SSL room. This is an SSL 4000G console. As you can see, the lighting's not great in here, but this console is an operational console. It all works. The outboard has been moved away, some of it, but there's an amazing amount of stuff in here. These are the Kinoshita monitors. There's subwoofers in the back wall, and there's a very small tracking room next door. Let's go and have a look in there. So a fairly small room this. It's quite a live room. It's wood on all 4 sides, really. You can see through the window into the control room here. Basically, Studio 3 was designed to be a remix room. That was the idea of it, and this is for very small, simple overdubs. Obviously, you could put a drum kit in here, you could do guitar pieces, vocals, that kind of thing. You wouldn't get very much more in here, but it's a nice sounding room, as you can probably hear. Beautiful design, beautiful finish. It's absolutely fantastic. And seriously heavy doors. Have a look inside here. Those pipes on the wall are where the speaker cables go through to the monitors, and the items on the shelves are the passive crossovers. And then at the moment it's being driven by this huge Manley amplifier instead of the big Van den Hull jobs. This is the machine room. This is where the tape machines would normally be housed, and maybe you'd have an assistant out here working. At the moment it's got assorted junk in here. This is the synclavier, an original New England digital synclavier with all the bays and the machines and the keyboard itself. Amazing piece of technology. And down here we've got some tape machines. Well, a tape machine. This is a big analog Studer A820 24-track multi-track machine. And all these plugs on the walls here where you can plug in the different machines, access all the different tie lines from the desk. All happens in here. Let's go to Studio 2. So this is Studio 2. This is the Neve room. Come and have a look at this desk. This is a 72 channel desk, mono input channels across the front, and then on the two side wings are 8 stereo channels on each side. So it's a seriously big desk. Flying faders, Nikon flying faders. Same monitoring system. You can see through into the live room there. We'll go through in a moment. Fantastic live room. And again, it's a full Kinoshita Tom Hidley infrasonic control room. It sounds absolutely amazing. And in the back wall, we've got these amazing subwoofers. I don't know if you can see through the hole here. These are the vents. There are 4 18-inch drivers. There's another 4 on that side. And that's the subwoofer that gets this whole system down to 9 Hertz and produces this massive 105 dB SPL if you want it. It's quite an experience. Take a look in the live room. What a live room. This is designed mainly as a room for recording rock stuff, really, rather than orchestral, but it's a beautiful sounding room. All finished in wood. We've got a stone wall at the back, absorber traps on the front-facing walls, hard surface across the top there. Beautiful room, lots of height, fantastic space. This place has 2 Fazioli grand pianos, both in perfect condition. Recording rooms either side, little booths for voiceovers or drum kits, whatever you want to put in there. Big rooms, actually. Loading bay door on the side. There are proper loading bays at the back with ramps and high ledges for articulated lorries to bring up. Fantastically enormous window. So this is the Neve room, Studio 2. Let's go to the biggest one, which is Studio 1 with the Focusrite desk. Follow me.
I've been stuck on this road.
So this is Studio 1. This is the flagship room of a flagship recording complex. This is a Focusrite console. This is, I think it's number 5. They made 10 altogether, and there's only about 7 or 8 left in the world now. Again, it's a huge console, 72 mono channels in this arch section across the front, and then 2 sets of 8 stereo channels on the sides. Beautiful. This is the ISA 110 module. This is the famous Focusrite module. And you've got 72 of them in this desk. It's stunning. Absolutely stunning room. It's very warm in here at the moment. The air conditioning is not running, so it gets pretty toasty, even though it's winter in South Africa. A lot of heat comes off this desk. Come with me, I'll show you the machine room around the back. Again, like the other studios, this is where all the tape machines will be lined up, plugged into the walls on all these sockets. There's a camera up here, so you don't need to have an operator in here looking after the machines, because you can have the camera looking down at the machine and see it on a monitor on the sidewall in the control room in there. Clever stuff. 1990s technology. We ought to go in and take a look at the live room. The live room here is like the one in Studio 2, but it's about 3 or 4 meters longer and 3 or 4 meters higher, a little bit wider.
As long as you're there.
So this is live room 1. This is the biggest room here. Very, very similar design to Studio 2's live room. Again, loads and loads of wood. There's a slate stone wall at the back there. We've actually been recording in here. The Fazioli piano. This is the second one, obviously. Drum kits, guitars, everything's been going on in here, vocals, recording some demo material. Fantastic room. Again, there's a big door on the side here for the loading bay at the back. Again, 2 more ISO booths in the back corners for drums or vocals or whatever you need to do. And it's just a beautiful sounding room. It's probably not coming across with this little microphone and this little camera, but the acoustics in here are simply wonderful. It's a fantastic space. And who'd have thought you'd find it in the middle of South Africa? If you could put this place on wheels, take it to London or New York or Los Angeles, it would be crammed out 24 hours a day, every day of the year. But here, it's standing empty. Madness. So this is an absolutely fantastic sounding space. I've been into a lot of studios around the world over the years, and this has got to be in the top 3. It's absolutely stunning. It really is a fantastic place. But it's not even just a recording studio. It's actually a resort complex. Come outside, let me show you this. Tucked away behind these palm trees are a whole load of chalets, African chalets. It's a luxury resort. It's a bar and a restaurant and a kind of meeting space over there. All of these chalets laid out. There's a swimming pool over the back. And it's all here, all in a closed off, secure environment. Fantastic place. It's winter here at the moment, which is why it's not quite as sunny as it should be, but it was nice here yesterday. What do you think?
And let's be reckless while we're still young. Let's break the rules while it's still fun. It's It's not like we've got somewhere else to be. So let's go for a walk through the gardens, down in the park. We'll get lost in the dark. Spend our evening counting stars, oh. And if we're not back before the rising sun,